Hello again, welcome to another episode of Chai with Gary. Atlanta 2, Manchester United 2. Same old story, another week, Chai. How did you see the game? Uh, internet.
Hear me though?
Yeah, your internet's. I can see myself, but I can't see you. Hmm.
Yeah, teething issues. But can you hear me now?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm not sure why.
Yes, the internet connection, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, how did I see the game, Gary? I didn't see the game at all. I didn't. I wish I didn't see the game at all. I wish I hadn't
Mm,
seen the game.
yeah.
Um, what can you say? We started thinking Tottenham equals Atlanta, but soon enough we got shown where we stand with that formation. I think it was boring football. I think once Varane got injured, I didn't think Ole had the balls to follow through with his formation. And then he went back to what he thought would serve us best, which was 4-3-2-1, 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, look, the thing that is really baffling to me, Chai, is that going to the Tottenham game, we played with this 5-3-2-1 formation that seemed to be really good. Okay, we played really well. This Atlanta, we started out really well in this game, and then obviously we considered that goal. But up to that point, we were still somewhat solid at the back. We considered that goal, and then as soon as Varane went off, all of a sudden we decided to revert into a 4-3-2-1,
Mm-hmm.
which is what we've done typically in the past, which is what has failed us typically in the past. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
for me, logically, if you take Varane out of the team and you bring in
Mm-hmm.
Luke Shaw
Mm-hmm.
into the left centre back position, and then Tellez can play in the left wing back position,
Yeah.
that would have been the logical choice. But what Solskjaer did,
Um, I'm baffled, right? So I think we at the Tottenham screen, I think we said this formation puts up more questions than it gives us answers, and I think that's what was very evident in um, today's game as well. Now, as you said, the logical substitution would be to take off Varane, Luke Shaw, and Teles. Why buy Teles if you're not going to play him, right? So the team that finished today was very similar to the team that lost against Liverpool.
hmm,
Why did we go in expecting a different result, right? Now, Ronaldo. Okay, there are bigger problems here. Let's talk about them. Let's address them. Let's quickly finish off the positives, right? For me, there are only two positives. There was Eric Bailly, there was Ronaldo. Apart from that, nobody played, right?
yeah,
So that's the
no,
positives done with, right? Now, here's where the frustration is. The frustration comes from the fact that we it took him until he almost got sacked to change the formation. And once shit hit the fan, he reverted to what he thought was the best formation to play. And I agree, our team is set up to play the formation that lost against Liverpool. We have Sancho, we have likes of Greenwood, Rashford, who plays in the wings and stuff like that. Our team is set up to play that way. But what I fail to understand today is, let me ask you this: where was Pogba? Pogba is missing. Where was McTominay? Why is he playing? Why wasn't he substituted after the yellow card, where he almost got the red? Where was Rashford today? He was fucking woeful. Maguire was probably the worst of the lot,
yeah,
right? Why doesn't okay? Why simple football, right? You have a large squad, obviously more competition to the competition, and hence raises performance. Well, that's
hmm,
the way I know football. under Ferguson. You had multiple players fighting for that position. People who played best or had a string of performances or good at the training will get the nod. How many games does Maguire have to fail for Ole to drop him?
You can't drop
Okay,
him,
let me
Chad.
ask you that. Let me ask you that in another way, Gary. And I know
Yeah,
I've been hogging all the limelight, but this is just frustrated, right? How many games does Bai have to play well for him to become a starter?
Chai. The thing about Solskjaer is you've got to be in his group. Okay, that group is the likes of Ronaldo, Pogba, Rashford, um, who else? McTominay, Maguire.
Fred.
There's this clique of
Yep.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer preferred players.
Yep.
You've got to make the cut. Players like Donny van de Beek, Sancho, Pogba's somewhat borderline, I'd say. So, like
Yeah.
these fringe players, I mean, no matter what you do in training, it doesn't matter, Chai. They're never going to get a shout out to play in the team. They're never going to get a start. And then if they come on, it'll be for the last 5 minutes when the game is almost lost. Like, honestly, today, the last 5 minutes, we decided to bring in Sancho and Van de Beek.
Hmm.
I don't understand the logic behind it. And just add on to that, when we were trailing 1-0, okay,
Hmm.
when Varane went off injured, we had about 30% of the possession.
Hmm.
Okay, 30% possession basically tells me that we're not able to hold on to the ball.
Hmm.
Right? It's a good indication of
Hmm.
not being able to hold on to the ball, not holding on possession. So why did we then bring on Greenwood instead of another defender? I mean, it's just baffling, Chai. I mean, why do you need so many strikers up front when you can't even hold on to the ball? Who's going to be holding on to the ball? Who's going to be passing it to the strikers? It just it just doesn't make
Dude,
sense to me. I mean, I'm hoping you can explain it to me because
dude,
maybe I'm missing something.
it defeats the fundamentals of football. I can't for the squad that we've assembled. I if you can't find another player in a red shirt, you're doing something fundamentally wrong. And for us to
Yeah,
have 30% of the possession, we can't play more than 3 or 4 balls consecutively forward. Now, I don't mean backwards and sideways. Dude, they had a simple plan. They wanted to press Maguire. He crumbled under the pressure. They wanted to pile in pressure. They were marking Pogba one on one, right? And Bruno. I think they were
yeah.
doing a man to man on Pogba and Bruno, and they give up the ball. It's as simple as that. It just there's no method to the madness. I think there's only madness, and I think you know what? I think why are we surprised? I think this is the new normal for us.
Chai,
Why are
you
we
know what?
surprised?
It's so frustrating because like you want to be excited for the win, you want to be excited for the goals, you want to enjoy the goals, you want to savor the goals, but it's like I know the win or draw today is going to mean nothing at the end of the season
You never know,
because we're going
Gary.
to be
You
in
say
luck.
that. You never say that. You know what is the problem? Now we have Villarreal away, and I tell you what, this whole situation that we find ourselves in after the draw today could come back and backbite us later, right? And it happened last season as well, and it's probably going to happen this season too. We are at the same points with Villarreal. We're probably second in the table.
Mm.
Villarreal better on goal difference. Everybody is similar. So if results don't go our way, or we don't win against Villarreal away, we are find ourselves in the game. The decision's not in our
That-
hands anymore. It just
yeah, I
depends on
mean,
other people's.
so the next
So
two games we've got next is Villarreal, okay,
Villarreal
which
away,
is
right?
I don't see us winning or getting a point in that game. We're playing
Villarreal
away.
away.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean this guy. I mean, what's his name? Emery. Emery has got
got the
Solskjaer's
balls, right?
tactics front and back. He's rep
Yeah.
Solskjaer. We
Hmm.
never get anything out of the Villarreal game. The last game that we played, we were so lucky to get that last minute goal. It's
Correct.
not going to happen again away. I don't think. And then we go into the young boys game, final game
Correct.
of the season,
Correct.
in the group stage. Sorry,
Yeah.
that would be a must-win game, and that doesn't
Correct.
automatically guarantee us.
Absolutely. What would
So
have put us in a better place for us to win today? And that was as simple as that, right? It was a squad that I think, based off the look, we didn't play flash the first time as well against Atlanta. This
Chai,
is and we
literally our highlights is the first 5 minutes is the last 2 minutes of the first half, and is the
Yeah.
last minutes of the
Which,
like end of the game.
so you bring up a good point, right? There was a goal that I think that's the quality we can play to. The first goal of Ronaldo. The first
Mm,
goal of Ronaldo is the fast one touch football. People know where they are. That's a team where they understand each other. That's the kind of goals they
mm,
score. That's the kind
mm.
of goals Liverpool score. Why don't we play more consistently that way?
Because Chai, there's no consistency in terms of the system. How can you go one game with a 5-3-2 system and then suddenly you change into a 4-3-2-1?
Yeah.
I mean, the players, I mean, they're not robots. You've
Mhm.
got to get some rhythm. You've got to get them playing together, get them comfortable with the system. If you chop and change the system, I mean, don't get me wrong, if you're Pep Guardiola or Klopp and you chop and change the system,
Mhm.
well and good, right? It's going to, you might, your players are well drilled enough where they know each one's roles and responsibilities. But then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, let's face it, he's not going to be, drilling the guys to that level of Klopp and Pep.
Yeah.
And then you go ahead and change the system middle of the game.
Mhm.
You've lost one of your key defenders.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a recipe for
But
disaster, if you ask me.
correct. But what's okay? Now we've established we played shit. We got away with the result in a result that we should have put to bed and we would have been comfortable progressing. What's the way out? There is no way out. I think the season will be like this. I think we just have to accept it. Solskjaer, even if he gets fired, I don't think he's getting fired because there's no replacement right now.
No,
I don't think there is. You can't get Brendan Rodgers away from Leicester. You can't get Ten Hag away from Ajax. You can't get. The only one who might come in is Zidane, but Zidane's also
he's not coming,
he
Chai.
plainly rejected us, right? He says, no, I want the France job, right? So basically, you have no replacements just now. You have no replacements. The only guy who was okay, Spurs got him. Now, here's the fucking story, right? So Tottenham lose to United and they sack their manager,
Yeah.
right? Think about that for a second. United lose 5-0 to Liverpool in a string of, okay, both of us have, both Tottenham and United have similar set of performances, right? Similar scale of bad results. One survives, the other gets sacked. And the funny story is the person who we were going for is now gone into Tottenham.
Chai,
So
you
what's the
know,
way out? What is your way
Chai,
forward?
okay, you know what? I'm not that stressed about it because you know the way the Glazers work. It's top four or bust. All
Yeah,
right. So now Klopp's managing Liverpool, who are guaranteed top four.
yeah.
Man City with Pep, guaranteed top four. Tuchel with Chelsea, guaranteed top four. And I think I would say strongly, I think Conte gets Spurs in top four.
Okay.
All right. He's obviously look, the thing about Conte is that he doesn't easily take on new projects, especially mid-season. I think what Tottenham have done is that they've guaranteed him money in January to go and buy big. And with that reinforcements, with the players that he wants, he'll be
Hmm.
able to get the best out of the squad. So I
Okay.
won't be surprised if he breaks into the top four. United
Okay.
will miss out, and I think Solskjaer's gone. There is
Yeah, but
no way. There is no
guy,
way,
I
Chai.
understand. I understand. Gone
I
when?
know, I
Gone.
know. It's look. I understand. It has to be for him to miss out on top four before they
Yeah.
finally sack him.
Correct.
It has to come
But
to
when is
that.
that a mathematical impossibility? That's next March. That's next March, right?
What do you do,
Literally.
Chai? I mean, these are the owners that we have. We can't.
Correct. That, that's it, right? I think. What else do we? What else can we do? To be honest with, I mean, there's nothing there, right?
Uh, I'm
So
just.
I'm just baffled. I'm just baffled. It's beyond. I think people have just accepted these performances, and I think um,
And
I
you
don't
know
know
what's
whether to
funny,
blame
Chai?
the players. Hmm.
People have actually forgotten about the Liverpool result as well. Like it's all like,
Nobody's
okay, we
for.
beat Tottenham 3-0, all happy days,
Wait,
and
wait, wait,
today
wait, wait.
it's
It's people haven't forgotten. I don't think the fans have forgotten. I think the management has. I think two different things, right? I don't think any fans happy with today's performance. I think probably about 5% of the people are still not 5%, but whatever. It's a minority that still want Ole doing what he's doing, right?
so
And
how I don't
that's
just this is the question I have, right? But the majority of fans, even your diehard fans, know that this manager is not good enough.
Yeah.
How is he still there in the job, Chai? I mean,
Nobody cares
surely,
anymore, guy. Nobody cares.
surely. I mean,
The question I have for you is, I think this is normal now. Expecting United to perform this way is normal. I think nothing's going to change, right? What's going to change? Ole is still going to be in the job tomorrow, and for the foreseeable future anyway. The players are not going to play for him. Pogba's checked out mentally. Maguire will still play. Dude, there are two ways you can drive change. One, change the players or change your system. Neither one of those are happening, and the manager is not changing. How the hell will the results or performances be any different? How? Tell me. It's not going to change.
this is the problem. People will get excited. 1-2 wins here, draws there. You know
That's
what? We'll
all.
go into the City game. I have a strong feeling we'll win that game.
Hmm.
International break, everyone forgets what's happened, and then we'll come
Correct.
back. We'll probably draw against Watford. We beat Chelsea and then lose against Arsenal. So it's going to be
Hmm.
like that, Chai. It's going to be like that,
Yeah,
right? The
exactly. That's
season, up and down.
yeah. And dude, something has to change for it to change, for the results to change. Nothing's changing right now.
So
So, I mean, what can we do? Look, it would have been a nail in the coffin if Van de Beek scored that last minute this thing, right? It would have been a pretty slap on his face. Look, if he did score that goal, do you think he'll start the next game? No.
no,
Fred was rested so he could start against City. We know who's going to start against City. We know it. We know it, right? Varane, I think, was rushed back. What? It's the same kind of injury he has with France. When you have when you have the bench strength that we do, why not put in reinforcements?
and you know what's crazy, Chai? This is what is completely baffling to me, right? The level of coaching that Solskjaer has for United. Atalanta are basically missing four of their key players. Okay,
Hmm.
and we're talking about Atlanta. We're not talking about Chelsea. We're not talking about Arsenal. We're not talking about Liverpool or City or anyone of that. We're talking about Atlanta. Okay, they're fifth in Serie A. They've been ravaged by injuries, and they basically outplayed United in 90 minutes of football. Child.
Which United?
We have Cristiano Ronaldo. We've got Pogba. We've got Bruno Fernandes. Okay,
I tell you something, dude. I've when we I think we finished. I think we drew against. I think was it Everton we drew against, or we lost against um, Villa or some stupid start of the season. I think we just lost.
Villa. Yeah.
And I mentioned, look, we are a club with all talent, but we play like a mid-table squad. And I got shit on the comments, right? So he's like, "Oh no, no, we're not a mid-table squad." But I mean, prove me wrong, right? It doesn't matter
Well,
who you have to. It's just
I don't know, man.
the
I
right
think
people playing.
yeah, it's. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know where we go from here. From here, it's like I can't even articulate my words because like it's just pointless, Chai. I mean,
It is
we
pointless. Yeah. Because
you
how
know
many
we
times in the last 6 games, Gary, you and I have talked about Solskjaer and him being replaced. If he's not being replaced, he needs to change something. But if Fred and McTominay and Maguire and whoever is with him, Varane or Lindelof, if that core part of that thing doesn't change, we're not compact enough, right? That's what we keep saying. We always seem to play the opposite way. When in possession, you be expansive. I have no issues with that.
yeah
But then when you lose
yeah
the ball, if you're not compact, regardless
try
of
to be
what,
compact.
yeah, dude, the two midfielders today, Pogba mentally checked out, boss. He can leave. He can leave. You know
Yeah,
what?
he's
Funnily enough,
look. He has given up, Chai. He
he's
has
given up.
completely given up.
He's given up.
Yeah,
In fact, he's trying to play himself out of the squad, right? He is.
he's
He
no
yeah.
definitely. Look,
He there was a
yeah, he's gone anyway. So
there was a
I,
there was a video that I somehow landed upon, right? Pogba playing for France, so they play up short. So the balls with Lloris, I think they play up short. Pogba comes to receive it. The right back's not in a position. Right back's hiding behind the opposing forward. He can't pass the
mm,
ball to the right winger, and then he tries twice, thrice. He kicks the ball to this thing and it goes out for a corner or something stupid like that, right? he lambasts that guy, saying, "What the? Why can't you
Yeah.
be in a position? What are you doing?" That's Pogba playing for France. He does the same antics. He loses the ball. He just shrugs his shoulders, just moves on.
Yeah, there's even a video of him in the French dressing room where he's like trying to
Right.
rally the guys. And I look, I think Pogba is a big personality, but I think he's become disillusioned with what the club's doing. Chai, I mean, this is a thing, right? We went into this season, we told Pogba, okay, look, I know it's your final season, but I'm going to prove to you that we're serious about winning
Mhm.
trophies. We want to get the best players. We want to help support you, and we want to win the league. We went in, we bought in Ronaldo, we bought in Sancho, we brought in Varane. Okay, all super players. But then the manager, for some reason or other, is not able to incorporate all his great players together. And now we are in this situation where Pogba, is not even guaranteed starts now. We don't know where his best position is. Sometimes he plays left wing, sometimes in central midfield, sometimes he's a defensive midfielder. One day he might even end up as a centre back. Who knows? But this is the situation we're in, right? I mean, dude,
Uh,
you put yourself in his shoes, right? What incentive is there for you to stay at this club when
dude, I, I mean, it's a good question, but what's the incentive for realistically anyone at this point, right?
I
There, dude. I mean, I
I
can't.
don't know what look I don't know what Ronaldo is doing now. Is he happy with the way the club is? Where the club is headed? Is he?
He couldn't care less. Look, I don't know. I just say this and I'll get probably shit, but um, dude, he has to. He's 36 years old, right? Maybe one or two trophies he's aiming for, right? The Somebody read the stat out. The cumulative age of our forward line that finished the game today is 75 or 70. 70. Think about
Oh
that for
my
a second.
god!
36 and 34, right? That's the kind of people we have playing up front, right? Whereas the youth, so promised youth, um, dude, some of
And
the
you know what?
decisions
You know
that
what's you know what's funny, Chai? As soon as Van de Beek and Sancho came on for the last 5 minutes, you could see clear progression, and it looked like they
look.
that shot that Van de Beek had could have easily gone in on another
That's what I'm
day.
saying. It would have been ironic
Yeah,
if he would have buried that goal. Look, last 5 minutes is hardly a
yeah.
set to
The,
compare against, right?
the
So
thing
just
is,
leave
okay,
that
I
five.
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, no, no. It's like last 5 minutes is a very small set to kind of generalize that. I understand that,
Yeah.
right? And you're talking about the 95th minute where Atlanta is fucking kept United at bay all game, right? It just what I dude, I don't know, man. I think we sound like a broken record, Gary. You know that, right? We
Yeah,
do.
dude. The thing is, look, I know. I just look at the players we've got. I think we could have comfortably won this game, and could have probably comfortably won the City game because you look at the Atlanta. Look at the way Atlanta play. I think we've got better quality overall. No disrespect to Atlanta, but I think we've got better quality. And I think the players like Van de Beek, Sancho, Pogba, it would have been an ideal day for them to play out today because the pace of the game is a lot slower, and
Mhm.
because these players like to play touch, pass and go. I think we would have created a lot more space. And then for the City game, ideally, what I would have done is play counter attacking like what you're good at. Because we've always played counter attacking in City. We've always beaten them with counter attacking. So now
Mhm.
going into this game on Saturday with City, I don't even know which players start because you
I don't
started
know.
out with Ronaldo and Cavani and Rashford. So I don't know what system you go with. Uh, It's confusing.
Look, yeah. I mean, all good points, right? But
Yeah,
we find ourselves in a situation where there's nothing different from last season. In fact, we've regressed since the last season with better players we've bought out of the bench, players who should be fighting for a place in the squad don't get a place in the squad. You're Alex Tellez. What motivation do you have? Especially when Luke Shaw for the last few games have been average and below, right?
you know what's funny? Alex tell us. I saw something on Instagram where he posted, "God is great" or something like that.
Mm.
And looking at that, I thought he was going to start on start on the game on today, but maybe Solskjaer last minute said, "Look, you're not starting. Take out the Insta post, cancel it." But it is what it is, Chai. I think we go into the rest of the season in autopilot mode.
Yeah,
I think we just have to celebrate goals as they come because Solskjaer's not going anywhere. There's been no communication with the club in terms of what they plan to do with Solskjaer, even if the results, go downhill. So I
yeah.
think we've just got to accept that he's going to be here for the long run. We've got City next, and then have a bit of a break
City
away
net
from United. Keep your
before.
sanity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
think I think that's it, man. I think we just need the. You never. I never prayed for international breaks, but I'm just hoping they'll be more frequent because I don't have to see these um, shambolic performances being delivered day in and day out. You sit, you watch. You just there's no difference, right? There's no difference. There's no
mm,
improvement. There's in fact people have checked out mentally. I think Solskjaer is locked into change. He's so adamant of playing the same team, same midfield. McTominay, uh, I mean, look, McTominay will have one of the games like he did against Tottenham, and once a season, I think he delivers that game. And apart from that, he's checked out, right? He's like, okay, this is one performance for the season. I'm done. There is no
yeah.
point to it. We're actually going back with. There is no direction. There's no direction from the club. I don't think there's any direction from owners. There's no motivation.
I
There's
think
no urgency to change.
one thing is clear from my side, Chai. It's no longer the manager that you need to go after. It's really the owners. I think they're the dude. It's the corruption in the club is all the way from the top. I mean,
Yeah.
from the Woodward to the Glazers to the coaching staff. In fact, dude, I don't know. Like Alex Ferguson, I mean, he's done so much good for our club, but him being there, is that for the best interest of club long term? Because everything's is Fergie's way. We're so fixated about what Fergie's done.
Mm.
Is that really sustainable going into? I mean, the times have changed. We've got to
Look,
change with times.
dude, that's another thing that we discussed as well, right? So we a lot of people are discussing whether Conte will be long term. I don't give a shit. There's no short term manager rather than Solskjaer, right? That I don't care about short term, long term. At least a win would put us back on the map. We haven't won anything since
2017, right?
Jose left, right?
Yeah,
Jose's one season before. We haven't won anything. We don't even seem like we'll win anything. Look, the reality of the situation is we could go out of the Champions League in the first round itself again in a team, in a group that should have comfortably seen us go through, right? If this group, last time we struggled because it was called a group of death. I understand why didn't we go. Okay, I can at
mm,
least rationalize saying why we couldn't come out of it, right? There is no excuses. I think he crashes out of the Champions League. I think he's
he's
gone.
sacked. He is sacked,
100%.
Chai. If the owners don't sack him, the fans will sack him. There's
But
no
then
way he
again,
comes
look,
out this
man,
time.
absolutely. I think you brought up a good point as well. I think the board has a lot to play in it because Solskjaer is not going to sack himself. He's getting money. He's fine. In a similar vein, McTominay is not. He's not picking himself in the squad. The manager is, right. So the
Yeah,
root cause, if you do an RCA, you know where the problem is. If Woodward doesn't sack Ole, McTominay doesn't play. As simple as that. Or not McTominay per se. Why go against him?
yeah.
But a subpar. But one thing before we round off the whole conversation is: do you think Maguire will improve? Do you think he needs to start? What the hell do we do with an $80
Maguire,
million centre back liability that's been?
Maguire needs to start at the under 18s, Chai. No captaincy, no food for a week. Okay, maybe some food during the week, but no way is he captain for us. I mean, how? Dude, okay, you're in the changing room, Chai. Can you imagine you as a captain, Maguire, shouting and telling Ronaldo, make sure you go on fucking press? Ronaldo's going to look at you and say, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
There's no fucking way.
I, dude,
Maguire has regressed. Oh my god,
massively.
Chai.
When he came back from that incident in Greece, we thought that was his low. I think he's found another low, right?
Scott,
Dude, get People brush past him like he's no one. I think basics are wrong. I look, man. You think about who are our captains and who are defenders and captains, right? Think about Vidic. And I saw this statement
Robson,
from.
Ferdinand, Roy Keane.
I think there was this Van Persie. I think made the statement, and I just going back into archives. He's like Vidic is one of a kind because he's not afraid to put his head where other people are afraid to put their feet.
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Where other people are afraid to put their feet, this guy's putting his head. That's the kind of guy who we had like controlling our defense.
Yeah.
Now we have Maguire and Luke Shaw who apparently speak the same language, but they can't fucking
Yeah.
figure each
They
other
can't
out.
seem to. Yeah. It's
But
a shambles, Chai. The defense is a shambles.
shout out to Bai, dude. Fucking hell, he single handedly kept about 3 goals at bay, and this guy he's not played. He will never again
And
play, but he's
he
played.
will get dropped.
He exactly.
Teles scored a wonder goal
Yeah,
against
and that's
Atlanta at
it.
Old Trafford, and then he got dropped. It's like,
So I think this is
yeah.
Solskjaer's actual plan. I think he'll put players in. Whoever performs well, he'll bench them, right?
Yeah. We
Because
need
it's not
to have
consistent,
more
right?
legs in there.
He needs consistency. Consistently bad performers will start again. I think that's his mantra.
Yeah.
On that note, look,
Hmm.
tough run of games coming up. It was a shambolic performance to say the least, but happy to secure the draw. Not sure what
Yeah.
you guys thought about the performance, but we kind of feel like we've been failed again. Could be expectations, could be something else, but same old story.
Yeah.
Another day,
So
another
flat.
week, another game.
Yeah. We go again, Chai. We go again.
Yeah, that's about it. On that note, thanks guys for tuning in and watching us. We'll be back for the City reaction. Don't know what that game has in store for us, but until the next time, this is Chai with Gary.
Yeah.